How would you feel if a close family member or friend was hurt or killed by someone, and when it came to their trial, they pled insanity? The insanity plea should not be a valid defense in a murder because it negates America's position of granting equal rights to all. It gives the criminal lesser effective punishment for a hideous crime and is unfair to the victims. The insanity plea negates America's position of granting equal rights. When this plea is used, the defendant is not denying that he or she committed the criminal offense in question. Trial.law.com 1. When they say that they want to plead insanity, they don't deny that the crime was committed. They deny whether they knew what was right or wrong at the time that the crime was committed, whether they were mentally stable to when the crime happened. If a defendant committed the crime, even if they say they didn't know right or wrong, it should have been caught sooner that the person might have been insane. The insanity plea is a lesser effective charge to be put in place. Most instances, an individual who has pleaded insanity will be required to spend time in a psychiatric hospital. Trial.law.com 1. Most times, a person gets out of the hospital and back to regular life a lot sooner if they are convicted as insanity. When they are convicted as insanity, they do not have to spend time in prison. They just go to the mental hospital, and in the mental hospital, they work to become more stable and work through their problems with their mental problems instead of spending time in jail as a normal person who'd be convicted as non-insane. A person's life will be ruined whether the person who committed the crime is insane or not. How would you react if a person who committed the crime gets off easy by pleading insanity? When people plead insanity, they spend most of their time with the doctors, and it calls for a serious investigation with the doctors looking over the person to see how their mental ability actually is, whether they can be legally classified as insane. In most cases, the doctor is the final judge on whether it's insane or not. If they plead insanity and they get off with a lesser conviction, it wouldn't help bring that person back. Is there any questions?
How often do people play insanity?
It has became more rising in the past years. From 2011, or from 2000 to 2011, there's been a steady increase in insanity pleas where people have got off on an easier sentence.
How much has it increased?
Within the graph, it shows that it has increased almost 20 cases where there's certain ups and downs with the way the stability is, but most likely it's came up almost 20 to where it's peaked out even at 50 cases where it's happened at one time in 1 year.